on the topic of Thiago, would he walk into that midfield three? Assuming now if your midfield three is Henderson, Fabinho, and Wijnaldum,
It's tough.
would he walk into that midfield
It's
three?
tough.
I mean, he'd probably take Wijnaldum's position, but
I don't even know, hey? Wijnaldum's also he's really good.
no, he's a fantastic
I mean,
player. But I mean, just in terms of
and-
like the creative side of it, that's
Yeah.
probably where you'd play.
It's
But
tough.
I mean, I noticed during this game now against Tottenham that Sissoko, Lo Celso, Højbjerg, it was almost as if they'd signaled out Wijnaldum as the guy that they're going to go in hard on.
Yeah, I think
right
so.
from the start, there were big tackles on him. You could see he was getting frustrated. So I think they'd signal him out as this is the guy who's going to run the midfield for Liverpool. So,
Which I kind of agree.
100%.
I mean,
I think Wijnaldum was a seriously underrated player.
absolutely,
I
yeah.
think he's one of the best midfielders.
Forget
in the Premier League.
stats. Forget all the stats. I think he has a huge role there.
Little question for you here. Last week we spoke about our little De Bruyne versus Bruno Fernandes debate. Do you think you could throw Wijnaldum into that mix? Obviously, I don't think his stats are as good as theirs, but I mean, certainly work rate and the kind of team player that he is, kind of look at it from a different aspect.
Yeah, it does change that. I think I'll probably gut feeling is still to stick with Bruno. Yeah. It's difficult though because Bruno's a pure cam. He's a 10 and his job is to create chances and to score goals, which he does really, really well. So it's hard to debate that. We already settled the Kevin De Bruyne aspect of that, so it's really just Bruno versus Wijnaldum. And I mean, I think they play slightly different positions, so it's kind of hard to argue. If you had to just make a squad and pick one between these two, I think I'd probably still go with Bruno, just because it's always good to have a player who can score goals. But even though Wijnaldum has a great work rate and he's a centerpiece in the midfield of Liverpool, I think, at least from what we've seen so far, Bruno is less irreplaceable than Wijnaldum.
Yeah.
So you could put Thiago in Wijnaldum's situation, or in his spot, and you'd probably get an 85% match. You'd probably get close to what you get with Wijnaldum. But you can't put many players in Bruno's spot and expect them to do what he's doing at Man United. So, yeah, what's your take on that?
No, I'd agree with you on that. I think obviously different positions, different roles in the respective midfields, but overall, I think Bruno would be my pick. And then would I pick Wijnaldum over De Bruyne?
Yeah.
On current form, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see how Liverpool play when Thiago comes back. Obviously, they've got other players as well. I know Oxlade-Chamberlain is back on the bench now. He's been out for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think...
And Jota.
Can't forget Jota. I think he'll be missed. I think he's out till February. February. So
get that Premier League or Fantasy League swap in right now.
Yeah,
I'm one of those.
Listen to your own advice.
I'm listening to my own advice.
Yep.
Get him out of the squad.